There's no way my parents were going to let me major in that.
I don't think a lot of people's parents would let them major in that. Maybe some baseball fans. If you get out to the ballpark, brew up a couple, sell them out. The Cubs. Hey, today was a good day.
Yes, it was.
For the Chicago Cubs. It was an absolute slugfest in Cincinnati. No shortage of home runs to show you from today's action at Great American. But who was knocking them out of the park? I'll tell you up next in sports. Back here on Fox 32, the Cubs and Reds were back at it again today after picking up a win in extras last night. The Northsiders piggybacked off of Anthony Rizzo's late inning success. They came out swinging early today. Let's pick it up in the first, where it all got started. Anthony Rizzo at the dish, 2 men on, and just like last night, Rizzo with a 3-run shot, this time off of Cody Reed, Rizzo's 3rd home run of the season. That puts the Cubs up early, 3-0, as we take you to the bottom of the inning. Jake Arrieta was roughed up. The Reds came out firing with some offense of their own. Joey Votto knocks a 3-run shot out, and just like that, we're all tied up at 3, but not for long. 2 batters later, Eugenio Suarez goes deep off of Arrieta. That gives the Reds a 4-3 lead. The team's combining for 7 runs in the first inning. More offense in the top of the second. Bases loaded for the Cubs. Wilson Contreras takes care of that with a grand slam to left center. Cubs back on top, 7-4. Fast forward to the 6th. Cubs still up 8-5. Jason Hayward joins the fun. He hits a 3-run shot. Hayward with 4 RBI and 2 hits on the day, improving his batting average to 300. Too early to say, but Hayward well on the way to solving the poor plate performance of last year. The Cubs win this one 12-8 and wrap up the series in Cincy tomorrow afternoon. While the Cubs got the last laugh by winning the game, the Reds bring in the jokes during the game. The team featured a so-called bandwagon cam showcasing Cubs fans on the Jumbotron, but look at the banners. Lifelong Cubs fan since 2016, bought this shirt earlier today, and White Sox fan in 2005. While the Cubs offense has settled into a nice rhythm, that has not been the case for the White Sox. The Sox hosting the Indians on the south side this evening following a shutout loss last night, and unfortunately that would be the story again today. We take you to the first. Edwin Encarnacion belts a shot to straightaway center field. That one's gone. Bringing in 2 for the Tribe starter Mike Pelfrey, giving up 4 earned and 4 1/3. Changing up pitchers did not discourage the Indians from tacking on some runs. Michael Brantley with a shot off of Michael Inoa. That slider in the 7th. That's another 2-run homer for the Indians. The Sox go down 7-0 in this one. And in case you missed it, a funny moment last night at Chase Field. Dodgers outfielder Yasiel Puig catches the fly ball, gives it over to the fan. He drops it. The little kid can't hang on to the ball, so Puig does the right thing. Runs over. He's like, hey, let's give this another shot, right? Kid can't hold on to it again. Poor little guy. The security guard comes over. Puig makes sure this time that he gets the ball and holds on to it, so that little kid goes home with a souvenir. Much more to come after the break. The Blackhawks Stanley Cup dreams were swept away by the Preds, and the Hawks brass not happy about that. Hear from Stan Bowman. Plus, the Bulls are still alive to fight another day, tomorrow to be exact. The team spent the day preparing for Game 4 against the Celtics. That's coming up after this. Back here on Fox 32, playoff action is in full swing in the NBA, and the Bulls are holding on tightly to their 2-1 series lead over the Celtics. The team spent the afternoon preparing for Game 4, and there was plenty of preparing to do after Friday's 17-point loss. So while Rajon Rondo's short-sleeve Blazer game might be strong on the bench, his team desperately needs him on the court. At practice today, the focus was on tweaking their game plan now that Rondo is out of the picture indefinitely with that broken thumb. The Jerian Grant Michael Carter Williams playoff experiment was a fail. So what to do, that's something Fred Hoiberg is trying to figure out, but he wasn't dishing out any hints as to what the lineup will look like tomorrow. There's no denying Rondo's absence was felt in Game 3. The Celtics dished 34 assists to the Bulls 14. Jimmy Butler and Jerian Grant combining for 0 assists, and that's fresh on Hoiberg's mind.
First game without Rondo, we had some things that didn't go as well as they had the first 2 games. So you make some adjustments, you show the film, which we did, and hopefully come out and play better.
I'm excited for what's coming forward, what's next. We got another one on Sunday. I woke up tomorrow this morning. don't like to lose, but I'm fortunate enough to wake up and still be able to play this game.
You can't be discouraged. You can't go out and hang your heads. You just have to get back to what's made it successful to get a 2-0 lead in the series and go back to that.
Unlike the Bulls, the Blackhawks' playoff hopes are no more after being swept by the Predators. It was locker cleanout day at the United Center. The Hawks brass still reeling following the early exit, just 2 seasons removed from winning the Stanley Cup. The front office promising change, but not noting what exactly that change will be, except that Joel Quenneville will remain. The Blackhawks hosting a presser today, and the typically calm-demeanored Stan Bowman was clear and stern with his message to fans.
I'm frustrated. I'm angry. This was a tough loss for us all to take. Standing here April 22nd is not the way we expected our season to end. And it's a complete failure when you measure it against the expectations that we have of ourselves. We did not come even close to reaching the standard that we've set over the years here. And that's unacceptable.
The expectations going in the playoffs were maybe as high as they've ever been, and going into that series, I believe everyone thought the best, and it was the exact opposite.
They pretty much outplayed us in every single area. It's not just the battle level, just pretty much all over the ice, all aspects. So it was kind of embarrassing.
We got to focus on the positive, right? So the Blackhawks out, but let's think about the Bulls tomorrow.
Yeah, let's see if they can get a win. And back to the Blackhawks for a second. 3 titles in the last 7 years. I know it was a bad series, but let's not forget that.
Bowman never that stern. He was on
swinging.
Fire.
All right, thanks, Laura. All right, that's the news. Thanks for watching. Good Day Chicago starts at 7 a.m. Good night.